I'm back to the Fabric console and I have logged in using the admin user. And here we can create one or more workspaces. First, let me go ahead and create a simple workspace. You can use this box, new workspace, and we can create a workspace here. Now let's name it as 3IAM POC workspace because this is the first workspace that I'm creating. I'll not assign any domain here because we have not talked about domains yet. But in the advanced settings, we have contact list, and then there is this license mode. I'll talk about license mode separately in the next video, but right now I'll keep the license as trial, and capacity would also be trial because I'm selecting the trial licensing mode. And then click on apply. So I have created this workspace, which is 3IAM POC workspace. And here I can go ahead and add multiple different items like data factory, Spark jobs, notebooks, etc. Now, if you click on workspaces here, you see that this workspace has been created, which is separate than the my workspace. And because I have logged in using the admin user, if you go to the admin portal and click on workspaces here, I would be able to see the new workspace that I have created, which is this one. And I can do various different operations here also. I'll do it later on. But this is how we create a workspace. Now let me show you what you can do with the admin portal. So click on these three buttons. If you click on details, it tells you the ID of the workspace. This is the workspace ID. Remember, this is not the name. It is an unique ID which is provided to individual workspaces. Then we have access, and here I can provide access to other users. For example, let's say I want to provide access to 3IAM Fabric user, which is this one, and I can add this user and make this user either admin of the workspace or contributor, member, or viewer of the workspace. If I select admin, then this user would become an admin of this particular workspace. Remember, this is for individual workspace, not the entire Fabric experience or entire Fabric component. I'll not do it right now. I'll look into it later on. Then I have this edit option, and using this edit option, the only thing that you can do is you can change the name and add some description. Then I have reassign workspace. Now what is this reassign workspace? Right now I have created this workspace with trial licensing mode, and I can change the licensing mode also if I want. I'll not talk about it right now. Let me discuss licensing mode first. Then I'll talk about what this reassign workspace is. But remember, using this, I can just change the licensing mode of the workspace, nothing else. So these are the options that you can do using the admin portal for individual workspaces. This is a workspace that I had created earlier, and these are personal groups. These are not workspaces. Now let me go to the workspace. If you select workspaces here and if you click here, it will take you to the individual workspace. Now there are various different options here also in the workspace. I can create some app. I can manage access. This manage access is same as that of the user access that you have just seen in the admin portal. Then we have workspace setting. Now if I select workspace setting, there are various options here. The first one is the general setting, wherein I can change the name and the description, and you can assign a domain also. I have not talked about domain yet. We'll talk about domain later on. Then the workspace contacts, and then workspace OneDrive. I do not have any OneDrive as such, and from here I can delete the workspace also. Then I have the license info of this particular workspace. Now right now the license configuration is trial, so that's why it is showing us the trial license. But I can change it from here. I can change the licensing mode from here also. Then you have Azure connections. These are nothing but connections to various different data sources. Now the only data source that you can add here would be the ADLS Gen 2 storage account. So we can connect to an ADLS Gen 2. So in that case, let's say I have a container, this workspace would have a connection to the container. Then you have system storage, which is nothing but the one lake storage provided by Fabric. We can have Git integration also, and there are two different options available. One is the Azure DevOps and the other one is the GitHub. It is grayed out because in trial mode I cannot use GitHub. So if we want to make GitHub integration with this workspace, we can do it from this workspace settings. Then you have OneLake here, and there are multiple options or multiple settings of OneLake also. There's OneLake File Explorer, which can be downloaded in my laptop. Then we have caching for shortcuts, which we'll see later on, and some diagnostic events. Then there is Workspace Identity, which is another security setup which can be done for individual workspaces. Then you have outbound networking, and all outbound public access is disabled. Then you have inbound networking, and it says that there are two options. We can allow all connections to this workspace, including private links. And the second option is allow connections only from workspace level private links. Then there is encryption and monitoring. This is workspace level monitoring. Then you have Power BI settings, which we'll not talk about. Now, the general settings, data connections, and embed codes, all these three are for Power BI. Then you have some delegated settings for OneLake, and then we have Spark settings here. Now, this is for the data engineering experience. We'll talk about the data engineering or data science experience or workload later on. So I'll come back to this when I talk about data engineering. Similarly, there are settings for Data Factory also. The only setting that is available is Apache Airflow, which we'll see later on. Then you have data warehouse level settings also, which gives you only collation level configuration. So this is individual workspace setting. So we can change the workspace setting from here also. The most important ones would be the data engineering, wherein I can mention the Spark setting, the spool, the environment, jobs, concurrency, etc. And then we can set up Data Factory. If you are using Apache Airflow in Data Factory, we can configure Apache Airflow setting here itself, and then some data warehouse settings. These are the main three configurations or settings that can be changed at workspace level. So that's why workspace settings is also very important. Not only the, now remember, this is at individual workspace level, but this gear icon is for entire fabric. Whatever changes we do here, it will impact all the workspaces which are there in this fabric account.